Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Isaiah, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what we have made year to date selling options and collecting some dividends. Remember, this is an income generating account. So the goal is to collect money today so we can invest in ourselves today. We sell puts and we sell calls. When you sell a put, you agree to buy a stock for a predetermined price. And when you sell a call, you agree to sell a stock for a predetermined price. In either scenario, you get paid a credit. So what I did, before I actually show you my Excel file, the thing that Robinhood exports for you, everyone asks for, year to date on Robinhood. Here's the reason I don't do this. So let's go to options. It says I made $1,500 this week. I didn't. I collected $690 this week in credits, which I showed you in my trading history. So it's misleading, especially because we're always in a bull market. We have some pullbacks, but we're always in a bull market right now. So it's showing that I'm making more than I am, which the goal of this account is full transparency. And that's why I show my trade history in every video. But I don't like these because it's very misleading in terms of how much you made. You see, I have 47 open option contracts. You see that right there, 47 open. Because they're all up in money, it's counting that as profit, which it's not because I haven't closed or anything like that the position. The profit you take when selling options is the credit you collect up front. So these things are challenging to understand for people that sell options, especially when you just start selling options. So if you're someone that's new to it, this video will benefit you as well, because what you do in Robinhood, you're on your main page here. We're going to hit the little person on the right, then our three dots, and reports and statements. Reports, here are the reports I've run. As you can see, I just ran that very top one, January 1st, 2025 to May 31st, 2025, today. This is the report I ran today. It took about 2.5 hours to load, just an FYI. When you do these reports, they do take a little bit of time, so don't think you're going to get it right away. But this shows you every trade you've made. And that's why I want to show you on this report over the Robinhood options option selection there. Options. Sorry about that. The reason I want to show you the history on the report is that shows everything we've done. Every trade we've made. It doesn't take into consideration whether the market's up or down at the time. It just shows you exactly what we've done. And I'm going to show you on this report how we've collected over $16,000 year to date. That is over $3,000 of profit every month. That's a fantastic first 5 months to the year. We're going to stay on pace like that, and we are going to hit the end of the year the same way we're at the 5 months. But without further ado, let's jump over to our Excel file. Okay, let's see if we can make it a little bit easier to read. It's a long list. I sell a lot of options. We're going to start down here, down way down. I sell a lot of options, my friends. So this right here, scroll back up to the top. I have two tabs on this Excel file. One is my option selling, how much money we've collected selling options. One, how much we've collected in dividends this year. And then a total tab, putting it all together. So I want to start at the very, very bottom of this list, January 3rd. For this account, January 3rd, we sold STO, which is sold an option, sold to open, NIO for $65. So let's teach a little bit here. When you are trying to review the money you've collected from selling options, you are going to filter on two things, two transaction codes. One is STO, which is sell to open. That is the credit you collect when you sell that position open. So whether you're selling a covered call or selling a cash secured put, you are collecting a credit up front. And that STO is how it reports as the transaction code on that Robinhood report. The other filter you have, like I said, there's two, STO and BTC. BTC is not Bitcoin, it's buy to close when we're talking about selling options. So if you roll a position And this is going to get high level for a second. Luckily, Robinhood makes it really easy. When you roll a position, you are technically closing it. So when you opened it, you sold to open, you sold a put. But when you want to roll it, you are technically buying to close that position and then selling to open a new one. So anytime I've rolled a position, I have a buy to close and a new sell to open. So if we scroll the whole way down, and don't worry, we're not going to go through every one of these. I just kind of want you guys to see how much we've done selling small cap stock options between January 1st. All right, well, January 3rd. I don't remember, but I know New Year's Day, the market's not open. Maybe the 2nd was a weekend. I'm not sure. We're 5 months in. I don't remember. But nonetheless, we will scroll up here nice and slow. You can see all the credits, STO. Again, when you're selling options, generate this report and filter on STO and BTC. Sum up those two columns. Those are the two you are focusing on when you sell options, okay? So we're going the whole way up. I should have calculated how many lines there were. I did not do that. But I did want you to see how vast this list is. All the way up to 5:30. From January 3rd to 5:30. Selling options. Selling puts and covered calls. We have collected $12,359.83 according to Robinhood. The reason I like showing this history, again, over the options that are in the Robinhood account, is this is what you actually made. This is what you're going to pay taxes on. The options in there, any option contract that's still open, that amount fluctuates based on the current status of the market. So again, we have been in a bull market for quite a while. So this account that I started here on YouTube is going to show that I've made way more than I actually have. But I like to be fully transparent. I've made, as you can see here, selling options, $12,359 this year. When I selected year to date in the options, it said I made almost 20K, which I did not. So that's a reason I like to be fully transparent. There is no benefit to me, in my opinion, to mislead people that I'm working with on Fiverr or mislead anybody that's watching my videos that I'm making more than I am. The goal is we all grow together. So yes, I could make myself look better and select that, especially in the bull market, but I want to be fully transparent. So that is the money we've collected selling options. We've also collected dividends. So dividends, DIV, a much shorter list, scrolling down from January 3rd, the whole way up. They're almost all yield max funds, except for a couple in there where I sold a put, agreed to buy a stock for predetermined price. Expiration came and I got assigned. So then I sold covered calls, but when you're selling covered calls, you actually own the 100 shares. So I had a couple times where I got paid dividends on stocks I was selling covered calls on. That's the trifecta right there, in my opinion. But we'll start down here. As you can see, a lot smaller list. But year to date, we have collected $3,782.31 year to date selling option. This is dividends. We definitely did a lot better. And the difference in capital invested is not that much. I've definitely put more into selling options than collecting the dividends, but it's not by as much as you might think. You will outpace any of these high-yielding funds when you sell your own options. Look up ULTY. That's my favorite of the YMAX funds. They're selling options. I love it. So let's look now at our total. So drum roll. That is the selling options tab, which again, we totaled $12,359 plus our dividend tab, which was $3,782.31. And when we combine that together, we have collected $16,142.14 this year. So well over $3,000 a month for the first 5 full months of the year. Next week, we start month 6. Let's continue to grow. But I want to take a moment here. Anybody that I've been working with on Fiverr, and you're confused on how to check how well you're actually doing, generate this report, okay? Generate this report. This will tell you exactly how much you've actually made. Remember, STO, sell to open, the credit you collected, BTC, buy to close, how much it costs you to roll those positions. Sum those columns, okay? Sum them for me, and you will be doing, I think, honestly, a lot better than you realize. It's important to check that too, because like I said, you're going to have to pay taxes on this. I preface that you need to be ready. It's better to have to pay taxes on all that money than it is to not have any money, but you definitely don't want to come into next year unprepared. So, that being said, I appreciate every one of you, and if you're interested in learning how to sell options, I offer an educational course on Fiverr. It's not financial advice. I do send you every one of my trades, but the goal of the course is so that you can understand how to sell options, that you can make your own plays. And some of the people I've worked with comment on a lot of these videos, and I appreciate every one of you that do. I'd like to work with more people. It's enjoyable for me. I gain a lot from it as well. I pick up ideas from other people I work with on Fiverr. They send me some of the stocks they're playing. I love that. We can all grow together. So, with that being said, I'm going to conclude today's video. Last point, now that we're done talking about monthly, yearly profit, year-to-date profit, let's talk about the Knicks and the Pacers. I'm an Ohio guy. My Cavaliers let me down. I can't believe we got beat by the Pacers that bad. That being said, do the Pacers close out the Knicks tonight, or can the Knicks keep fighting and force a Game 7? Let me know in the comments what you think on that one. Also, even if they do, does it matter? Do either of these Eastern Conference teams get swept by the Oklahoma City Thunder? I told my dad, because we watch all the playoff games, I told my dad the winner of the Denver Nuggets OKC series will win the NBA Finals. I said that before the series started, and now we are sitting at almost time for the NBA Finals. Unfortunately, the Nuggets, the team I wanted to play the Cavs in the Finals, did get beat in Game 7, but I'm thinking the Thunder sweep. Actually, I'll give them a gentleman's sweep. We'll go 5 games, whether it's the Knicks or the Pacers. I think the Thunder beat them in 5. So that will close out our video today. I appreciate every one of you, and let's continue to grow together.